much for being here. Thank you. No, you're right. Got it. So thank you for folks who are already here. We are waiting for the fabulous marchers who have just walked from the courthouse, the district courthouse, to the Supreme Court. You are going to be very impressed with all of your fellow Americans who have walked in the dead heat to make sure that their voices are heard in their opposition to Kavanaugh. You can just see them if you turn around. Beautiful people, black, white, Asian American, Pacific Islanders, Muslim, Jews, Christians, people of no faith, people from California to New York City, from Chicago to Texas, Florida, Maine, Alaska, West Virginia are in the house. Give it up to your marchers who have been here since 9 o'clock this morning, getting trained in direct action. They have marched on our streets, our taxpayer-funded streets. You can turn around and be inspired. Women, children, intergenerational, intersectional. I want you all to move on in this way and give an opportunity for these marchers to come in. We probably are going to be shutting down the entire area here, so folks over here can move on down around this way and give space to your fellow marchers. They're hot, they're thirsty, but they are very fired up. So we welcome our marchers who are funneling in. If folks over here can create a path for the marchers to walk through. Aquí. Oh my God, how are you doing? Great to see you. Thank you so much for being here. You're wonderful. We're going to start it off with Yeah. So they're ready to do that. They know once they're doing it. They got it. I need Keisha. Where's Keisha? You want to get up here for a second? Kay. Come up. Come. Yes. If you want a spot. You want a spot. Don't be distracted, my folks. Stay fired up. Let the marchers come around. Huh? Yep. No, because this is the piano lady is not here. She's right here. The piano lady. Go. I'm Connie. I know Connie. She's the Come around to the other side. So, folks, listen up, folks. Shh. Listen up, folks. If you are in this area right in front of the cameras as survivors speak, as women speak, please do not hold up signs because you will be covering the faces of the people who are sharing their stories. So please, if you're in this area, anywhere else, you can hold signs, you can do whatever you want. But if you are in this area right here, immediately in front of the stage, please don't hold up signs too high. You got that? To escort this gentleman out of this. Where are the... I'm going to talk to the police. Stop lying.
So, I'm sorry, we're gonna have when the survivors speak, they're going to be walking past down this way, so we need to keep a lane open, please and thank you. They're going to speak and then space. Oh, wait. If you please, if you are in the in front of the stage, keep banners down. Somebody lost a card carpool. Hey, folks, there you go. There it is, right there.
Is there a Grady here? Is there a woman named Laura? Is there a Laura O'Grady in this crowd? Laura O'Grady. Is that you, Laura? Did you find Laura? I need Laura over here. Oh, did you find another Laura? Is that you, Laura? Is that Laura? Laura O'Grady? I think I have something that you might want.
Oh, dear.
I'm just saying, it sounded pretty important. You're welcome, Laura. All right, where is Milk? You ready to go? I'm not even going to introduce you till afterwards. You're just going to do your thing, and then afterwards I'm going to tell you.
Can we get the I Can't Keep Quiet singers up to the microphones now? Can you guys move forward? Thank you. Let's get the I Can't Keep Quiet singers up forward. Hello. First off, thank you for being here. Give yourselves a round of applause. When I say, who do we believe? Can you say, we believe survivors? Yeah? You can do that? Who do we believe? Who do we believe? One last time. Give it all you got. Who do we believe? Today, I hear within me that same rumbling roar of rage that I felt as I listened to the backwards jargon about pussy grabbing during the 2016 election campaign. Today, I hear within me that same rumbling roar of rage when I finally realized that the sexual assault that happened to me when I was 14 years old was not my fault. It took me over 10 years to reverse the slut-shaming and self-blaming. I finally realized that there was nothing inherently wrong with me and that I have the right to respectfully free myself from the silence, just as Dr. Christine Ford so bravely did for us last week. My name is Connie Lim, also known as Milk, a Los Angeles-based musician and social change artist. Thank you to all the organizations and people who work so tirelessly to make things like this happen. I am so honored here to bring us together in song and harmony. The song that I would like to lead us in is called Quiet. It was a song that I wrote for myself as a woman of color, as a sexual assault survivor, and as a woman who is done with wearing the patriarchal chains that this current administration is failing to free us from. But we are not victims waiting for anyone to free us. We are survivors ripping the chains off with our own two hands. We are men and women and genders in between advocates who are helping to rip off those chains by speaking our truth, despite those who fail to respect us and those who even choose to mock us. Because Because when one of us is being mocked, all of us are being disrespected. We will not sit by quietly. So yes, let us rip those chains off by rising in defiant harmony. So to inspire us as we sing together today, I want to bring 8 survivors who have traveled a great literal and figurative space and distance to share space with you today.
Thank you. My name is Bree Kidman. I'm a criminal defense attorney. I'm a musician, I'm a performance artist, I'm a community organizer, and I'm a rape survivor. I'm here from Maine. Senator Collins, do you believe survivors are important? Believe survivors. Believe me.
I'm Maggie Risbera. I'm an aunt, I'm a daughter, and I'm a sister, and I'm a rape survivor from Maine. Senator Collins, do you believe survivors matter? Believe me. Believe us.
Big crowd. My name is Gabrielle Graham. I am a wife, a mother, a grandmother. I am a physician. I am a rape survivor. I'm from Maine. Senator Collins, do you think survivors matter? Believe me, believe survivors.
My name is Stephanie Kingsline. I'm a mother of 3. I'm an independent. And I'm a rape survivor. I'm from Anchorage, Alaska. And I just want to know, Senator Murkowski, do you believe and think that survivors matter? Believe me, believe us, believe survivors.
Okay, we got a few more.
My name is Faith Crist. I am from Eagle River, Alaska. I am a mother of 2. Senator Murkowski, do you believe us? You better believe us. You better believe the survivors.
My name is Joel Dolphin. I'm a father, a husband, an Army veteran, a police officer, and I'm an independent, and I am a rape survivor. I am from Alaska. Senator Murkowski, do you believe survivors matter? Believe me, believe survivors.
My name is Teresa, and I'm a proud mom, and I'm a sexual assault survivor. I'm from Arizona. Senator Flake, do you believe that survivors matter? Believe me, and believe us.
My name is Tennille. I'm a dog mom, an aunt, a sister, and a friend. And I am a recent sexual assault survivor. And I am also from Arizona. Senator Flake, do you believe us? Do you believe survivors? Believe survivors.
Thank you. Can you guys hold this together? Thank you so much. Thank you. We've gotten messages from many different survivors asking us to sing for them, speak for them. I have here Aria, also our actor, activist, and member of the original Hamilton Chicago cast, my dear friend who has something to say for someone on behalf of someone really important to her.
After a lifetime of silence, my mother has given me her blessing to sing on her behalf. She was sexually assaulted in her 20s at her place of work. The society of that time did not provide the support or a safe space, and she never came forward. She is the strongest, most resilient, most badass woman I have ever known. Dr. Ford is another strong, resilient, brave, and bold woman who has come forward. And this time, we demand society to give her the respect. So many women don't feel safe and never come forward with their trauma, and their experiences are unimaginable. Actions, not words, tell us who Brett Kavanaugh is. And those actions tell us clearly that he does not belong on our nation's highest court. We saw him act out with belligerence, hostility, and biasm. And when we think about the Supreme Court and when we think about model citizens and role models, they are not those who display those actions. This is one of the most important jobs in this country. So my mom's story doesn't have to become the story of our country. We urge you to say no so that this country does not become unlistenable when women speak up.
Feel free to sing along, guys. Can we get more volume on this? Thank you. Put on your face. Know your place. Shut up and smile. Don't spread your legs. I could do that, but no one knows me, no one ever will. If I don't say something, if I just lie still, would I be that monster, scare them all away? If I let them hear what I have to say, I can't keep quiet, no. I can't keep quiet, no. Oh, one woman riot, no. Oh, I can't keep quiet for anyone. Let me hear you guys. Oh, not anymore. 'Cause no one knows me, no one ever will. If I don't say something, take that dry blue pill. They may see that monster, they may run away, but I have to do this. I can't keep quiet, no. I can't keep quiet, no. A one woman riot, no. Oh, I can't keep quiet. There'll be someone who understands. Must be someone who understands. justice.
Let it out, let it out now.
There'll be someone who understands.
Let it out now.
Oh, I can't keep quiet. I can't keep quiet. Let me hear it. I can't keep quiet. We can't keep quiet. We can't keep quiet. One last time, shout it out. We can't keep quiet. No, we won't keep quiet.
Thank you so much, Milk. We can do better than that. I know it's hot out here, but we can do better than that. Listen, I don't know about you all, but I'm hot as hell, and I'm tired because we've been back and forth to Washington, D.C. all month. And I want to make it clear to all of you who are here. First of all, my name is Tamika Mallory, and I am co-president of the Women's March and one of the co-organizers of the Women's March on Washington of January 2017, where we made history together, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters and siblings. I have 2 minutes to speak to you, and I want to first of all take care of some business. The first thing I want to do is get all of you who traveled here to really give the biggest round of applause that you can to the Women's March organizers and CPD and all the other organizations who are staying up day and night. People haven't slept since September 4th. So many people showed up in the last 2 weeks. And we're glad to see you. We need that. But we needed to also be clear that some of us knew Brett Kavanaugh was no good when Donald Trump first spoke his name. And we've been here since the beginning. And everybody is going to come forward. I am also a survivor. I won't tell you my story today because there are other stories that will be centered. And you will hear so many people come forward giving you the plan, where we got to go, what we have to do. I just want to tell you one thing, and I had a whole planned speech, and it was all thrown out this morning while I was on the train, and I read my good friend Amber Goodwin, who is in the gun violence movement. I read a Facebook post from her, and she said, you can take feminism and shove it up your behind, because she watched behind Donald Trump when he was mocking Christine Ford, when he was mocking her, there were people laughing. There were people laughing. And you know, I'm the resident check white women person in the Women's March. So let me tell you who was laughing. White women were standing there laughing with their white husbands. White women were laughing. So let me explain to you what I mean by that, because I know those white women are not standing here with us today. It means that 94% of black women went to the polls for Hillary Clinton, someone who looks like you. Your people did not show up. We got this. Black women are in control, and we got this. We need you to go back home and get your cousins and your sisters and your mama and the people in your community. Don't worry about telling us what we need to do. You have work to do, ladies and gentlemen. Get your people. As we go towards the midterm elections, if someone in your family even remotely seems like they may go the wrong way, you need to make sure that you turn up on them at the dinner table. Do not allow people to be comfortable around you supporting racists and bigots. It is not okay. And I will say this because I'm really going to keep to my time, because Linda Sarsour and Winnie Wong, they beast. If I go over my 2 minutes, I'm going to be in trouble. So let me say this last thing to you. In 2017, we started building something together. We said, since November of 2016, that when women of color joined the Women's March, we were going to join it and we were going to flip what feminism looks like. And what hurt me was when I saw my friend Amber Goodwin's post today, I knew where she was coming from. But I don't want her to send feminism away. I don't want her to feel that way. So I want us to tell Amber Goodwin, wherever she is, that this feminism movement is for everyone, and we are going to make a change. Let us not allow people to be discouraged. Let them not say that this is the same as it was before. We are not the same. We are outraged. We are turned up, and we will not turn back. We started together, and we are going together, ladies and gentlemen and siblings. Forward together, backward never.
Give it up for Tamika Mallory from the Women's March.
That does not need to be up here. I'm telling you. It really doesn't need to be up here.
She just told you that and reminded you that we made history back on January 21st of 2017 in the largest single-day demonstration in American history. And if you haven't heard already, if the news hasn't hit your feed yet, Women's March going back out in the streets on January 19, 2019. Get your tickets, book your buses, get your trains, because we were not a one-hit wonder. We're coming back bigger and more impactful than ever before. January 19, 2019. Next up, we have my sister. I've been organizing with her for 15 years. She is the woman that stopped Jeff Flake in the elevator, told her story. She's the co-director of the Center for Popular Democracy Action. Give it up to Ana Maria Archila.
Yes, we can. So listen, today the mother in me is still raging. Today the mother in me is still unwilling to be quiet, is still unwilling to be nice, is still unwilling to be pretty and be shut up. No, no way, no way. What happened in that elevator was the result of thousands and thousands of women, survivors, and survivors of all genders who are doing something incredibly dangerous and incredibly generous. What we are doing with our stories is weaving a fabric that can be a mirror for this country, allowing our pain to be in service of transformation. We have an opportunity right now, in this moment. Senator Flake has an opportunity, Senator Murkowski has an opportunity, Senator Collins has an opportunity, Senator Manchin, Democrat, but we're watching, has an opportunity to say, I will not continue to affirm the culture that believes and values men above women. That's really it. That's what it comes down to. They can in this moment model a different behavior. They can say, I may not have all the facts, I certainly wasn't there, I'm not sure exactly that the story is coherent. But what I do know is that I have heard through this process of storytelling, of coming out of the shadows, of coming out of the pain, I have heard that violence against women is at the core of who we are today. I have heard that through the stories, maybe with some holes in the facts. Maybe because when you're traumatized, you can't actually remember everything. Because when it's happening to you, what you remember is not the date, or the address. You don't remember the details of the room. You remember what it felt like. And you know, that's why survivors, when we hear Dr. Ford's story, we know. We know. We know. And they know. And they know. And they're scared because they know they have seen it happen before. They know they maybe have been in those rooms. They know they may have more in common with Brett Kavanaugh than they're willing to say. So listen. But this moment is not the moment of one story or two stories. The story is a story of us, of so many people that are organizing, that are doing things that are incredibly scary for us. Telling our story is incredibly scary. Protesting is sometimes scary. Taking direct action is sometimes scary. And we're doing it. We're overcoming our fear and our pain and our rage to give this country an opportunity to be different. That's what this nomination is about. That's what it is. So let me tell you, Jeff Flake, he knows. He knows. He knows. Manchin knows. Collins knows. Murkowski knows. All of them know. The FBI investigation is important because the country deserves a process that's rigorous, that's responsible. But what the country really needs is a democracy that works for us. That's what we need. So what we're doing today with our voices, with our stories, with our protests, with our sittings, what we're doing today is breathing life into a democracy. So that democracy is about us, and it's not owned by those very few that have so much money. That's what we're doing today. And what Brett Kavanaugh, the reason why they want him so much, is not just because he believes that women are less than him. It's not just because he believes that immigrants are less than him. It's not just because he believes that people actually don't have a right to health care. It's because he's going to roll back protections for all of us in our democracy. So that's what this fight is about, and that's why we need to fight up until the last minute. And if let's say that they fail to listen to the country, let's say that they fail to actually look in the mirror and say, this is not who we want to be. Let's say that happens. The reckoning is here. This movement is not going anywhere. We are taking it into elections. We are taking it into every corner of this country. The movement is not ending. It is here, and we will win. We will build a country. We will build a country that allows us all to live with freedom and with dignity. Yes, we will win. We will win.
We will win. We will win.
Give it up to Ana Maria Archila. Stay with us, because after this program, we're going to be doing a very historic direct action that we want you to be all here for. And those of you who are going to be part of the direct action, just stay close and pay attention. I want you to give it up for a woman who's worked very tirelessly this past month. She's a mom, she's an activist, an organizer, a fashion entrepreneur, and the co-president of the Women's March, Bob Bland.
Thank you so much for everyone who's come out on this hot, hot day. You couldn't be here at a more important time. And I'm here to say, as a new activist myself who just started organizing during the first original Women's March in November of 2016, this month, the only thing that I've seen is that the dress rehearsal is over. Your training has began. You have completed the first portion of this journey. And I have seen, and I am so incredibly proud, whether you were here just one day of the month, or if you were here every day of the month, I have seen so much growth in resilience, in strength, in understanding, in tactics, in strategy. And I've seen a lot of growth in not just sisters from the Women's March, not just those with CPD Action and Housing Works, but every single person who has come through the Hart Senate building this month. So I want to thank you all for that. But it's just the beginning. The true promise of the Women's March is not yet met. And we need every single one of you to convert the collective power of your feet on the streets today into power at the polls this November. Not just for yourselves, not just for your families, but for every single community that we swore to protect from January 2017 to today. So do it for yourself, do it for my daughter, do it for your family, for your friends, do it for people you haven't even met. But I want every single one of you to pick out 10 friends that you're going to call today and check with them to make sure that they're registered to vote in November. Okay? Because in just 1 month, in 1 week, most of the general deadlines are going to be elapsed for registering to vote. So make sure to do that today at powertothepolls.com. And then make sure to make your plan now for November 6th. And I'm just going to end with one thing because there's a lot of great, incredible movement leaders who are going to grace this stage today. I want to say a chant with you. I want to say, we are survivors.
We are survivors.
We will win.
We will win.
If you vote yes on Kavanaugh, you are a rape apologist.
You are a rape apologist.
Women are watching.
Women are watching.
Survivors are watching.
Survivors are watching.
And we will not go back.
And we will not go back.
November is coming. 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 Thank you. Thank you.
Give it up to Bob Land and baby Chloe. Next up, please help me welcome Daisy Monique Omera. She's a student at Northern Arizona University and a student organizer for the Great Planned Parenthood.
A glass of water. It all started with that glass of water. That glass of water led to shut doors and whispers, led to the denial of those standing outside that door, led to the stolen innocence of a 5-year-old child. She said goodbye. Goodbye to something she never knew she had, and hello to the things she never asked for. She was introduced to blame and guilt of thinking she was responsible for Grandpa not talking to them, for her own mother to weep on her, tears streaming down with an intensity she was too young to understand. She was 5. She is now 7. She sits and plays with puzzles on the floor. She watches adults talk about dinner. She watches them leave. Only part of her leaves with them, too. She continues to play and gets told it's time for nap. She follows. In the opening of the bedroom, there's a playpen. A playpen not meant for children over the age of 3. She felt comfort in the playpen and she didn't know why. She laid in the playpen with her eyes shut. She closed them so hard, but not hard enough. She had company. King-size bed with blue sheets. King-size bed with blue sheets and the undressed body of a child. She laid there undressed, alone, and confused. The adults are home now. They eat. They go home. She's home, only she's not. She cries in her room thinking about the puzzle that was left unfinished, thinking about why she wasn't good enough. She was 7. She was me. My name is Daisy Arelis, and I'm from Flagstaff, Arizona. I came all the way here to D.C. because I know what it's like to break your silence and then have to see your abuser live their life without consequences. This is the first time I am publicly sharing my story. I was terrified of being viewed as weak and being someone who was trying to capitalize from their experience. However, I was given the support I never expected. A professor of mine told me to keep talking even if my voice shakes, and to fight like hell. With their support, I know I will become the attorney I have dreamt of since the age of 7. The mere idea of being the voice for others ignites a fire in me. But let it not be mistaken. The fire ignited in me is for justice and not revenge. Justice for all of us. And watching what is happening in this country as women come forward and tell their stories, they are doubted, questioned, and dismissed. If senators vote to confirm Brett Kavanaugh, they are telling survivors that we do not matter, that our trauma can be swept under the rug. If they vote to confirm Brett Kavanaugh, young people like me will face consequences for generations as he rules against the right to abortion, access to health care, and so much more. The world we want is not the world built by Brett Kavanaugh's vote on the Supreme Court. I am here because I believe that together we can be big enough and loud enough that they cannot look away. Together as young people, we will protect our future from Brett Kavanaugh and stand with survivors. Together we will march to Senate offices and demand to be heard. And I have one question for Senator Flake, and it's, do you believe me? Please join us for more actions towards that direction. Thank you so much for your support.
We believe you, Daisy. Elise? Next up, I want to introduce to you a leader in the women's rights movement and a leader of a very important organization that's been fighting for women's access to health care and reproductive rights. Please give it up to Elise Gould, Executive Director and President of NARAL Pro-Choice America.
I'm humbled to be here today, and I'm honored by the stories. I'm honored by the sisterhood of Linda, of Tamika, of Bob, and of all of you from whom I've learned so very, very much. I channel the voices of our 2 million members nationwide on this day. We stood on these steps the night that Brett Kavanaugh was nominated because we know that a man who seeks to dominate a woman's body in one way will seek to dominate it in all ways. We know that the truth lives in each of our hearts, in each of our visions, in each of our passion. And the reason that we are still here today is because of every single one of you willing to bare your souls. The pain powers us. The pain has powered us every time they said this fight is done, and we have lived to fight another day. The vision for justice and equality and agency and autonomy for women has given us the vision and the willingness to not believe those who would silence us. And we are here today on the precipice. And make no mistake, no matter how this vote goes, that ideology of dominance and patriarchy is a dying ideology. Ours of sisterhood and equality and justice and freedom and liberation will replace it. And when it does, it will free not just my daughter and our daughters, but my son from the toxicity that he sees right now. I stand with all of you in solidarity, not just today, but every day for the rest of our lives. And I'm deeply grateful. Thank you.
We are deeply grateful for you, Elise. We're close. We're close. I wanted to share some good news because I want you to know the impact that people power has. And I'm very proud to announce that Senator Heidi Heitkamp from the state of North Dakota is voting no on Kavanaugh. We want the whole world to know that Senator Heidi Heitkamp is on the right side of history. And we are grateful for her in this moment. We don't have to agree with people on everything. But today, we are grateful that Senator Heidi stood up and said, I will say no to a rape apologist. I will say no to Brett Kavanaugh. Next up, I want to introduce to you another champion
Another one of our people who works for us on the inside, someone who understands that she works for the people of this country, who's been speaking up against sexual assault and sexual violence before there was a Brett Kavanaugh. Please give it up to the senator from the greatest state in the United States of America, my state, New York, Senator Kirsten Gillibrand.
Thank you to every single person who is standing out, speaking up, not giving up. I want to give a heartfelt thanks to Senator Heidi Heitkamp for her truth, for her justice, for her strength, and for her courage. This is a moment about all of you. All of you are speaking truth to power because you care about the future. You care about our children. You care about who is leading this country and who sits at the highest court in the land. I read the reports today. It was not intended to get to the bottom of this. It was not intended to find the truth. It was intended to be a cover for those who don't want to look at the truth. You've seen the news reports. You know from the news reports from their lawyers that many people who had corroborating information were not interviewed as part of this investigation. This investigation was not thorough, it was not complete, and it did not get to the bottom of what happened and who Judge Kavanaugh is. And based on what so many people have said, have called out to give their truth, their facts, their relevant information, we know that Judge Kavanaugh was not honest when he came to the Senate Judiciary Committee. He should not be a justice on the Supreme Court because he was not honest. He does not have the character or the integrity to be a Supreme Court justice. And that's on top of all the ways that he has shown in his decisions and in his speeches that he is not qualified to be on this court. Not only does he not believe in women's reproductive freedoms and women's reproductive rights, but he believes corporations have more important free speech rights than you and me. And so I know these last few weeks have been painful. Painful for so many people, so many of us around this country. Because we see so many men in power not listening to women, not believing women, not understanding why these stories matter, not believing survivors, not standing with survivors, denying survivors the right to be heard. Ms. Ramirez says she feels this investigation was trying to silence her. And so for each one of us who wants to be heard at this moment, I'm leaving you with one final thought. November is coming. November is coming. November is coming. November is coming. Use your voice. Use your vote. Use every platform you have available to you to be heard. To make sure that people who are elected to represent us share our values. Please do everything you can between now and November to be heard. The moral arc of history is long, but it bends towards justice.
One more time for Senator Gillibrand. And Emily and I just wanted to thank you all so much for showing up today. That's what we're going to do. We're going to keep showing up. And no matter how this goes, they cannot keep us down. We will win. A vote for Kavanaugh is a vote saying women don't matter. Yes. Let's stay together. Let's fight. Let's keep showing up.
Thank you, Amy. I appreciate you.
If you already didn't know who that was, I don't know. Some people may not know. That was Amy Schumer, comedian and actress, telling you and telling our senators to vote no on Kavanaugh. So we've had a lot of people from the faith community say some stuff about Kavanaugh in the interwebs and on national television, but sometimes they're not always the right people who say the right things that we agree with. So we want to make sure that we know that there are people of faith out here who stand with all of us. Many of us are people of faith. So I want you to give it up to Reverend Darcy Roque, a Universalist Unitarian minister, a clergy advisory board member to Planned Parenthood, and also Reverend Kaji Josa, who's from this great city of New York that I am from too. So give it up to these fabulous ladies.
Hello all. Thank you so much for being here to do sacred work. I come from the state of Louisiana. Now, the state of Louisiana, first and foremost, has some of the worst health outcomes in the country, especially for women. And just last week, the state of Louisiana, the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals, overturned the Supreme Court decision about admitting privileges, meaning that women are not going to be able to have the full access to health care very soon. This has repercussions now. And I must say also, though, that Louisiana is a state of wonder that I am very proud of. It is a generative place where things grow in the lush bayou, where people come together in diverse traditions and cultures, especially in my adopted hometown of New Orleans, Louisiana, and where the reproductive justice movement led by women of color is strong and fierce and beautiful. And I will tell you this, it is full of holy love and it is full of holy rage. And let me tell you what I mean by holy rage. I do not mean the rage that allows men and other people to assault women and other individuals using their power in cruel and horrific ways and not be accountable for it. Holy rage is using our God-given emotions and channeling them to to create connections, to build community, to ask white women like myself to be accountable for our actions, to get our people. And holy rage stops elevator doors and asks people to look at us, to look at all people. We will not be invisible. And in this, too, I will tell you two small parts of my own holy rage. One is that my congregants and my fellow citizens in Louisiana may not be able to access health care. And that makes me angry. But also, and truly, my holy rage comes from the fact that my husband and I worked so very hard to teach our young white son that kindness is a virtue, that respect for others is the greatest virtue of all. And now the culture is telling him as a white boy that he should not be accountable for what he does if he does something, that he should use and wield his power in enormously horrific ways. That is not what I'm teaching in my church. That is not what I'm teaching in my home. We are building connections and community. And so I must say, as people of faith, and as people faithful to justice, equity, compassion, and love, we will show our rage. We will show our love and compassion and connection, not just at the voting booth, but we'll do it in our lives, in our homes, in our congregations, and in our communities. This is sacred work, and I am honored to be with all you holy, righteous, rageful, and loving people.
Good people, my name is Kaji Dosha. I am the senior pastor of Park Avenue Christian Church, 207 years old, 206 years in, they called their first woman. And I stand here as a Christian woman who fears the Lord. And I here stand before you wondering for all those people who are lawmakers and all those people who claim to pray to a God. This God is watching you. And if you fear the Lord, you should fear not believing women. I stand before you representing Planned Parenthood of America, the organization to which I went as a survivor and now serve as a volunteer clergy person in Thanksgiving. We are here today to give thanks to all the people who recognize that Kavanaugh was not an appropriate nominee for the Supreme Court well before Dr. Ford's brave statement before us. Planned Parenthood, women All these organizations have been saying no to Kavanaugh for a long time. And these women, because it's usually women, are exhausted. And that's why I stand here now to encourage you that if you think for the first time you may be able to take up this journey, we need you. It doesn't matter what you haven't done before. You can come now. There is time and there is a need. And November is coming. And then more January is coming. Thanksgiving is coming. When you need to sit with your families and challenge them, as Tamika Mallory said. And in closing, I want to share that I'm a graduate of Holton Arms School, the same school that Dr. Ford attended. And with thousands of graduates of my school, we stand with Dr. Ford. We stand with survivors in the crisis of belief this country is facing. Because we need to believe righteously. And righteously means doing justice. It means that every Supreme Court justice that walks through that door needs to believe in equal justice under the law. Can we say that? Equal justice under the law. Equal justice under the law. One last thing. I grew up in Washington, D.C., right here. And we have a word we say. When we want to say no, we say, nah. So one last chant. Kava-naugh. 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 Thank you.
Thank you, Rev Darcy, Rev Kaji. One of the most committed groups of people who've been out here for the last month are the great people from the great state of Maine. And I want to introduce to you Marie Falatar, Director of Mainers for Accountable Leadership, and thank her for her leadership and the groups that she continues to bring out here to Washington, D.C.
Thank you. We are here with a message. Senator Collins, in less than 2 months, 70,000 people joined me and pledged to fund your future opponent if you vote to confirm Kavanaugh. We have raised almost $2 million. And if you vote to confirm him, we are not stopping. We are coming for your Senate seat. Can you imagine how much more we will raise if she votes yes? We are coming out of the shadows. We are helping to make each other's voices heard. This moment, this movement is about all of us. This movement is for us to tell the powerful voices around us, like Senator Collins, those that are used to having a disproportionate say about how our bodies work, what they are worth for them, for us to tell them and say, we matter. This is the struggle of marginalized voices everywhere in the democracy, a struggle they have fought for hundreds of years. So today we stand in solidarity with them as we in Maine have fought back every single day since the announcements of Kavanaugh. Absolutely. We have dropped in, we have called, we have rallied, we have organized lawyers and faith leaders, and you better believe it, we've tried it. Our country is one person, one vote. And that's what Be a Hero campaign is all about, to take back our democracy from corporate power. Woo. To ask our legislators to be a hero for us. Each one of you today is a hero. That's right, hero. So I'm asking you to continue to be one. Take a pledge. Join our campaign. Keep raising your voice. Absolutely. And Senator Collins, if you vote to confirm Kavanaugh, people power and money power is coming for your seat, and you better believe it. Join us.
Marie's actually a little more humble. There's been close to $1.7 million that have been raised for the opponent of Senator Collins, if she does in fact confirm, and this is transparent, Be a Hero has a crowd pack funding campaign that you can all join. Next up, I want to introduce to you another sister, another faith leader who's been at the front lines of many movements, including the criminal justice reform movement. Anywhere that you need somebody with a loud voice who believes in God, she is there. Give it up for Rabbi Barak Elman from Jews for Racial and Economic Justice.
Hi. Wow, it's hot, and I know everyone's tired, so I'll try to be fast. My name is Barak Elman. I'm a rabbi. I am on the Rabbinic Council of Jews for Racial and Economic Justice, an organization in New York City. I was here a month ago on the second day of Senate hearings for Justice Kavanaugh. And I came because I was angry. I had a lot of issues with his policies, but I was particularly angry because a president who is under investigation for crimes, nominated as a Supreme Court justice, someone who believes in an executive privilege so grand that he can't be indicted, he can't be even investigated. This was a clear setup for the president to make sure he had a judge in his pocket. And I called it at that moment when I was arrested. I called out, it's a shanda. For those of you who don't know what this means, it's a Yiddish term that means it's an outrage and it's a farce. Well, I'm back here this time because we've seen even a greater outrage and farce. We have seen a man who has pretended initially to be what some people have called a polite Donald Trump show his true colors when he became a bully, a surly, disrespectful, interrogated person by the Senate, rude, mean-spirited. We saw a lack of temperance that shows he is not. So this is the real shanda. And this FBI investigation, supposed investigation, that was a real shanda. So I want you to join with me right now in this chant. It's a shanda. It's a shanda. It's a shanda. It's a shanda. It's a shanda.
Like me, no matter what we identify with on the inside, anybody that says that they are a woman and proud of it, Kavanaugh says no. Kavanaugh says nah. Kavanaugh says stop where you are, because any story that you can tell on me, I'm going to be able to get off, get over, and get by because I have what we like to call a penis. I stand here today as somebody who has been through transgressions on all three fronts. And I want to say that I stand with all women. You are my sisters, no matter the road that we took to get here. We are all women. We are all survivors. We should all be believed. And anyone that votes for Kavanaugh is saying that we don't matter. And is that true? I don't think so. So when you go out to vote, think about the people that you look at every day. Think about your daughters and ask them if you would want somebody to grab them by their genitals and ask how you would feel. Think about somebody telling your wife who was beaten and raped in an alleyway that what she feels isn't matter or it's not justified because you as a man feel like it was a mistake and you just don't remember what happened. As women, we have to stand up for each other. And this is a show of faith that we will. Movements like this, women like you, women like me, that come from all walks of life have to stand together to fight people like Kavanaugh. Because people like Kavanaugh want nothing but to steal, kill, and destroy the American dream. And that has nothing to do with Donald Trump. We stand here today in the hot sun, uncomfortable, because we want to prove that our discomfort now will be nothing more than the small reward but we'll reap when we finally get to say that Kavanaugh does not get this seat. And if he does, we'll be back in the cold with coats to say the very same thing. I want to challenge you all. When you get a space like this, use it. When you're offered a chance to open your mouth and speak your stories for people who may not have the courage to do so. Do not waste their time for the sake of being political. Give them something they can use, because this fight is not one that we can win alone. So allow me to let you know that I am with you. My sisters, I am with you. My trans sisters, I am with you. My black sisters, I am with you. My white sisters, I am with you. My Latina sisters, I am with you. Hey, hey, ho, ho. Kavanaugh has got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho. Kavanaugh has got to go. Thank you.
Thank you, Hope. You are powerful. Could you make sure to give Archila your information or we'll stay connected to you? Well, to I appreciate you. You're best.
Give it up one more time to Hope Giselle. Next up, we have someone who wants to talk and speak directly to Senator Lisa Murkowski. Lisa Murkowski, we are counting on you. And we have a brave soul from your state, Jody Berner from the Alaska Grassroots Project.
Thank you. Hello, all the way from Alaska. I had to go find my own ice. I would like to thank each and every one of you for being here today. And I would like to have you turn around and tell your sisters and your brothers, thank you for being here. Without you being here, we wouldn't get anywhere. Tell them thank you. Now bend your knees, because it's very important when it's hot out here. Yes, I just found that out. So I would like to say, Lisa Murkowski, my friend, please vote no. There is no other way to go. 70% of Alaskans are demanding a no vote. Our Alaskan natives need for her to vote no. She will not ever be Senator of Alaska again if she votes yes. So, thank you very much. And can I hear from my Alaskan brothers and sisters out there? I know you're out here.
They're here. They're so right there.
Woohoo!
Thank you, Jody. We're almost done, people. Give it up to Shauna Thomas, co-founder of Ultraviolet.
Good afternoon. Thank you so much for being here, for still being here. Not just for me as a survivor and as a co-founder of this organization, Ultraviolet, but for millions of people across the country. Your presence, your willingness to stand up here and tell the Senate how you need them to vote on your behalf is giving us life, and I'm grateful to you. We believe survivors This should be a fact that is shared by, and is in fact a fact that is shared by the vast majority of Americans who have made Kavanaugh the least popular nominee in history. This is not a minority view. People are with us. The minority view is sitting among the Republicans in the Senate right now who are actively considering not just letting this guy continue to be a judge at all, which should be the question in front of us, but to have a lifetime appointment on the Supreme Court. It's shameful, it's disgusting. Our president, I don't need to remind anyone, is a man who brags about sexually assaulting women, and now he is trying to put another sexual predator on the courts. Nearly 2 years ago, we watched as the Washington Post released this video of him talking about bragging about being a sexual predator on the Access Hollywood tapes. That's why we're showing it on repeat on the mall today. I don't recommend standing in front of it too long. It is as disturbing as you remember it. But it is supposed to serve as a reminder of who's leading us right now. Who is leading the Republican Party right now? This is who they're standing with. This is the person who has nominated Judge Kavanaugh. This is the person who has hamstrung an investigation designed to protect Kavanaugh, because sexual predators stick together. That's right. Well, so do survivors. That's right. Together, we are going to stop Kavanaugh. We are going to make sure survivors' voices are heard, and any senator who votes to confirm Kavanaugh, we see you. We see your betrayal of women, of survivors, of your own constituents, and we will not forget. This fight is only just beginning. Thank you.
Give it up to Shauna. So we have to always close the program out strong, and then we're going to have some instructions for all of you. I want to give it up to a young, powerful young woman, because we always say the young are our future, but in fact, the young are our present right now. And not only in this movement do we fight for the young, but the young are fighting for us. So I want to introduce to you, and I'm so honored and blessed for all of you to meet this young, brilliant woman. Please give it up to Madison Thomas, who's one of the ambassadors for the Women's March Youth Empower program, because we are not a march, we are not an organization without these young people. So give it up for Madison Thomas. No relation to Shauna Thomas, but this is what you need to listen to right now. You ready? You ready, Madison?
Thanks, Linda. Can I keep it?
Okay, great.
Yeah. My name is Madison Thomas. I'm a member of Women's March Youth Empower, and I'm also a young college student, not many years older than Dr. Christine Blasey Ford was at the time of her assault. I am also a survivor. When I watched the hearings last week, I was devastated. What the hearings told me was that our country, our congressmen value the reputation and career aspirations of my male classmates, of men, of my assaulter, more than my bodily autonomy. That their futures are inherently worth more than mine. And I refuse to believe that.
That's right.
But this is the message that Congress is sending young girls all across our country right now, that if they come forward with their stories, if they share their truth, they will be ridiculed. And they're telling young boys that they won't be held accountable for their actions and that they can have fun at the expense of women. I saw and felt a lot of pain last week, a resurgence of my own pain and the pain of thousands of women rocked by Dr. Christine Blasey Ford's testimony. But I also saw a lot of hope in my male classmates expressing disgust at how she was treated, and in my fellow resistors here in the Capitol protesting at the Senate. I saw hope that we can take back the country, take back our values, stand for what we believe in, stand together as survivors. Youth across this country want Congress to know, want Congress to reflect our values, and we're outraged. And right now we will turn our outrage into action, our action into a vote, and our vote into change. So Congress, take heed. The youth are rising. Women are rising. And we believe women. Thank you.
Madison for president. Doesn't that sound good? All right, so let me tell you what's up right now. We were about to do a direct action on the steps of the Capitol, which is our Capitol. We pay for it with our taxpayer dollars, but they're so afraid of your power that the police went and barricaded the entire Capitol building. Hold on. But what they don't know is that women got plan B, C, D, E, and Z. I got about 100 plans in my pocket, so that's okay. Y'all can barricade what you need to barricade. You are powerful, you are effective, you are strong, and they are afraid of your power. Now, the instructions are, I need all of you to head towards the heart atrium. Now, you can go in through the Dirksen building, the Russell building, any building. But I need you to flood those buildings and meet me in the heart atrium.
You're sexist and racist. Yes, you said white men. Are you saying all white men are rapists? Well, that's what you just said. You're listening, hang on. You're listening to a woman who supports Islam that oppresses women. I would assume you see the hypocrisy.
It's going to be great. Heart Atrium, get there. We'll meet you there. We're going to be there. It is your building. You may have to put your signs away temporarily. So roll them up, put them in your pocket. They're going to ask you to put them away, but you can keep them loud and proud for now. So meet us in the Heart Atrium.
That's terrible. That's terrible.
Don't chant as you're going in the building, because they will ask you not to, but you can chant on the way there. So see you at the Heart Atrium.
Okay. And you're saying that Islam isn't oppressive to women?
Excuse me, you need to let me
No, I did, and I did. I answered this question. Bless you, but that's shameful. Yes, God, the only God, Yeshua. Shameful.
Yes, you are shameful.
I know, like, yeah.
But I'm saying if you were like,
No, I've been to a lot. I've never seen anyone. I've seen leftists attack our side. Like they did today. Broke my sign, broke my phone.
Thank you.